Hi, my name is TheMangaBrah, and in this chapter of Tokyo Demon Bride story, we get even more information on the Sacred Blood fiasco. We already know that the Sacred Blood is important, but exactly why was a little unclear. We know that the Sacred Bloods have like a fated attraction to meeting spirits, just like how stand users in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure also have a fated attraction to meet other stand users. We know that the Sacred Blood of a human can increase the spiritual energy of spirits. We know that Sacred Blood can be passed down biologically from generation to generation, as evidenced by JINTA'S grandfather, and we also know that there is a story about a legendary Sacred Blood that saved the Otherworld and also founded Tanakio's clan. Basically, we have known that the Sacred Bloods have been fucking awesome, but what we didn't know was a key component of the whole situation. The Sacred Blood is not just seemingly fated to meet spirits during their lifetime, but they are also seemingly fated to always appear during an anomaly that happens every several hundred years. And although Tanakio described the founder of her clan, who was a Sacred Blood, as the quote-unquote hero that saved the Otherworld, that's only one point of view. There is also another point of view of the Sacred Bloods, that they are evil and the sworn enemy of all spirits. This makes sense if you look from a certain perspective. Imagine that you are a spirit, and you view humans as nothing more than inferior beings. You really want humans to be put in their place, and every several hundred years when you get the chance to do so, a lone human keeps on ruining those plans and keeps on demonstrating power far higher than most spirits. In addition to that, there are also spirits viewing humans as a species not so inferior to yours due to the occasional arrival of a Sacred Blood, and they won't listen to your argument when you tell them that the vast majority of humans are not like that. Basically, from the point of view of these spirits, they view humans as animals that need to be controlled, and in the case of the Sacred Bloods, those animals are too dangerous. They need to be eradicated entirely. Another interesting to note is that the Sacred Bloods may be even limited to a small family tree rather than an occurrence throughout the world. That is because the Homaru Nagi that Jinta received from his grandfather might be the same wooden sword that Tanakio's clan founder used as well. It might be the same, but it also might not. This reminds me a lot of the Belmont clan in Castlevania and the passing down of the legendary vampire killer whip. Despite there being a different Belmont throughout the generations, the same whip is being held in their hands. So in the case of Jinta, he may be wielding the same wooden sword that his blood ancestor wielded during his time. This is still just my speculation, but it might be true. Anyway, remember that punch Jinta did against that bunny spirit girl? Well, it completely removed her jaw, and, she's pissed. Thankfully, Kiryu provides some assistance, and Mayako arrives to help as well. Alright, so just to recall a bit, before Manaka and Jinta ran off to save his family, Manaka recommended that, hey, we should get some backup before we do that. Now, I thought it could have been Mayako, or more likely Tanakio, because they just saw her. They were at the same place, at like the same time. But it appears that it's just going to be Mayako, because she shows up, but Tanakio doesn't. And she doesn't show up later in the chapter either. So it kind of seems like, a missed opportunity. Back to the fight, the bunny spirits can do the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and Manaka arrives after beating the main bunny spirit girl off screen, which is both a weird sign and a bad sign. Having a villain who was built up to be taken seriously defeated off screen is not a good idea, unless maybe for comedic effect, but when it's not for comedic effect, especially if it's a Shonen Jump manga, then it suggests something for the viewer. That is that the series is going to get lame streamed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I previously made a video questioning if a series called Doron Doraemon was going to get lame streamed, and it turned out that my assessment of the signs was correct. Basically, lame streaming is analogous to a series getting cancelled. The series isn't going to be dropped like a hat, however, the series will now need to be compartmentalized. The vision of the grand scope has been cancelled, and out of respect, the series will be allowed to continue for a short time in order to arrive to a conclusion. Alright, so a good example of a series getting lame streamed is one of my favorite series called Zip Man, and what happened in one particular instance happens in this chapter as well, where a guy got beat off screen. Now in the case of Zip Man, this was kind of jarring for me, because the other villains that were there, well, they were kind of minor, but the other villains that were there, they got time, and then the main hero fought him and beat him, but he was beaten off screen. Now, it was kind of comedic, because, like, he knew the weakness and, well, he's gone, but it was both jarring and very strange. And that series, again, I like it a lot, ended up getting lame streamed. So having that there, and then having this here, is not a good sign. I'm not convinced yet if this defeat off screen is a sign that Tokyo Demon Bright Story is going to get lame streamed, but it doesn't make me feel easy about it either. Anyway, after this, Monaka manages to defeat all of the Shadow Clones, but the original Bunny Spirit Girl remains. Jinta steps in to protect her, and the chapter ends with Jinta vowing to do what he has to do to protect his family, even if it means that he'll have to bear the responsibility of protecting the whole goddamn world. The ending of this chapter is perfect. It perfectly demonstrates that Jinta is a badass, and we know why he's doing what he's doing. We know why he's saving the day. We know his reasons. He's a fully realized character, a character that I like, and I think that the viewer likes as well. Perfectly reasonable, awesome, and he's becoming something new. I really like this ending of this chapter. I really like where the series is going forward, but I'm also a little uneasy. Again, I don't like that bunny girl, who was supposed to be the leader of all of the other bunny girl spirits, who is also supposed to be stronger than them, most likely, was defeated off screen. That's not a good sign. That doesn't make me feel so convinced that everything's going to be, maybe not okay, but concrete. That the whole vision, the grand vision that the creator of the series has, is going to be able to be followed through. It might mean that it might have to be diminished or changed, and I don't want that to happen. I want the creator to be able to express their whole vision in its entirety. Because again, I like this series. I like what's going on. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, make sure to click that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you again next time. Alright, bye.